This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'd be joined by the hitman Ricky Hatton down here at your call. Ricky, you just had Chloe Watson there making a debut, looked great, got a great reception as well. Must be really happy with a night's work.
Yeah, I'm delighted. I mean, it's always a nervous one for anyone with a professional debut, especially for a young lady. And to be honest with you, she's not fought. Bearing in mind it was a professional debut, bearing in mind she's not fought for a good couple of years. So all that thing taken into consideration, a bit of nervous energy because it's a debut. She's not fought in such a long time. I was absolutely delighted with her fight. And one thing is what makes me more excited as a trainer is knowing how much more there is to come as good as she's looking.
For those that don't know, Chloe was sort of stuck in Australia during the pandemic, was going around the gyms there sparring, made up her mind that she wanted to go pro. She's been working with yourself, Ricky. How long have you been working with Chloe now?
About maybe 6, 7, 8 months, I don't know, maybe something like that, but you can see by amateur record she's got a wonderful talent, wonderful style, all action style, right up Ricky Hatton's street. But yeah, it's always a hard transition coming from the amateurs to the professional, but she's got such a good, professional style. You can see how she was holding her feet, letting the right hands go over the top, sinking the body shots in. She's got so much variety, and just giving them a little bit more, a few more fights under her belt, a little bit more confidence. She was a little bit worried about her stamina. She went, I think I could maybe stop her, but I've said I'm worried about my stamina, which is to be expected on a professional debut and 2 years out. She got that little nerve factor, but all in all she jabbed well, put her combinations together well, and there's going to be more to come. Yeah.
She made a debut in one of British boxing's most iconic venues, if not the most iconic venue. Your call has had so many fighters here early in their career. How great is this place for someone like Chloe to come here under the lights with this atmosphere and do a bit of learning in this venue like this?
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I boxed here 4 or 5 times as an amateur in junior ABAs and senior ABAs. I boxed here as a professional, and what a story it would be for Chloe to have her professional. And we went on and achieved what I achieved. And if she's, I don't want to speak, it's too early days but she's got that type of potential to go all the way to be a world champion. She really has, and what a story coming from the York Hall to be a world champion. Yeah.
Just a quick one on Campbell, obviously back in action in Spain next weekend. I've seen the videos of him working away with Matthew in the gym there. How has he been since the fight on the Usyk-Joshua bill? Nice little fight for him to get back in and keep active as well.
First week was very, very hard for him. He had a bit of a backlash of social media about him not performing, which I think was to be expected in front of 70,000. Even I never boxed in front of 70,000, so he struggled with it. But he got through the fight. I think it was a very, very close fight, but I thought he won it. If I didn't think he'd win it, I'd tell him. But he's been in London. He's been doing a bit. He's been back in the gym with Matthew. He's been doing a bit of training in London with Conor Ben, and he was in a very, very similar situation as Matthew a few years ago. Conor was getting a little bit of stick, so who better person to spend a week with, and that was brilliant for him. And he's made a strong stock. He's made a good stuff. He'll come back even stronger. And I think the fact he's fighting on a smaller show in Spain, he can come under the radar a little bit. And I think we want him on the big shows for his exposure, but maybe not quite everyone. So this will be a nice little change for him, under the radar.
You said the first week after that fight, there was a lot being said, and like you said, he was getting a lot of tweets and stuff like that. What kind of advice did you give him to deal with that, and how much of a target do you think he does have on his back from the name?
I said, well, I didn't have to deal with it. I had there was no social media about, but I think whether it be Campbell Hatton, whether it be Conor Ben, or whether it be Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury, you get these people on Instagram. 1 minute you're the best thing since sliced bread, the next minute you're a crap on Saturday, and the next minute you're the best thing since sliced bread away. That's the way it goes. But I think the die-hard and the true fight fans, would appreciate he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders. You know what I mean? Just I know the people behind him and the die-hard fight fans will give him his support. I think it's just something I said, listen, I expect it. And expect it again, something you just got to deal with.
You mentioned it there, Conor Ben's like the perfect example for him to look at, really, someone that did have that target on his back and people were doubting early on, and now he's headlining shows and looking great. Campbell's been out in the gym with him. Have you spoken to him about that experience? I can imagine it really uplifting for him.
No, he just, he's been on some wonderful shows. His debut in Gibraltar, he was on Good Morning Britain. They did a documentary on him and that. He's never done an interview in his life. So, listen, he'll take them experiences on. They've been good experiences for him. It's just something he's got to accept. I said, listen, son, I said, if you put in a good performance next time, people will say, fair play to you. Look how you've come back. But if you shit next time, expect it again. That's what you've got to expect. And, there's no point in me. Everyone knows me and supporting me. And, I don't mess about, If the day comes where I don't think he's got it, he'll get told. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not rocket science. It's early days. He's been fighting on big shows, a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Give him a break. Let's just get behind him.
A couple more subjects before I let you go, Ricky. We had Terence Crawford and Sean Porter in action over the weekend. Terence Crawford retained his WBO welterweight title. Just want to get your opinion. I feel you're in a better position to comment this than anyone. Who do you think is the best welterweight in the world right now?
Terence Crawford, to be honest with you. He's really looked the business. Sean Porter is no mean feat by a long way. The way he dealt with him was fantastic. He's got to be up there with some of the best pound for pound in the world now after that performance. So, as a boxing fan, which we all are, it'd be interesting to see where he goes from here. There's some mega big fights out for him. I mean, they don't come bigger than Porter, do they, to be honest with you? But he want to go on to the next level, and I think he's capable of doing that.
I was with your mate Tyson Fury yesterday. All the Furies up in Morecambe. Tommy Fury had his media days, got his fight with Jake Paul next month. The numbers are surreal. I just wanted to get your take on this whole thing, Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. What do you make of it as an event?
That's exactly what it is. It's certainly an event, one of the biggest names in entertainment. Jake Paul these days is really big news, and Tommy has got his opportunity, and I'm absolutely delighted for him. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think, to be honest with you, I think Tommy has got all the attributes. I think he should really beat him. But I don't know whether he does. I don't know whether he's took it on a bit quick. He's a clever man, Jake Paul. But I think Tommy's got the ability, and Tyson's training him. He'll most definitely be fit. I think, but he's not done many rounds himself. Jake Paul's the YouTuber and Tommy's the professional. But I think Jake Paul's done more rounds, which I think that will play a big part in the fight. But ultimately, I think Tommy should win all day long. But I think I wouldn't like to say.
Last one, Tyson. I spoke to him yesterday. It looks like Fury-Whyte, there might be a bit of a delay in that fight with the arbitration going on. Joe Joyce was throwing his hat into the ring. As a boxing fan, Ricky, what fight would you like to see next for Tyson?
To be honest, I'd like to see the Joshua one. I think that's the one we always wanted. But I think Fury-Whyte has been waiting for everyone in the day for his opportunity. So I'd be delighted to see Dillian get his chance. I think Joe Joyce is probably a future champion in the making, without a doubt. But I think Fury-Whyte's been number one contender now for about 3 years. If anyone's going to fight Tyson, I'd like it to be Joshua. But if it's not, I'd like it to be probably Fury-Whyte, because he's paid his dues and he deserves it. Yeah.
Ricky Hatton, thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.